Hello YouTube, it's me again, I am Bloke, and today I am comparing the new NECA Wave 3 Dog Alien with the McFarlane Movie Maniac Series 6 Dog Alien and the new NECA Queen Alien with the McFarlane Movie Maniacs Wave 6 Queen Alien. Let's start off with the original Bad Mama herself, the McFarlane Movie Maniacs Series 6 Queen Alien. Let's have a quick look at her accessories. She comes with this beautifully painted woman in the wall with chest burster action. There you go. It's supposed to be sort of a hive from the film Aliens. Quite nicely painted. I don't know why it's like a white with like a green snot painted over top, but it still looks nice. The woman is very gaunt looking, you can't really see, it's a bit too bright my light, but looks nice anyway and looks stunning with the Queen. Which brings us on to the Queen herself. I'm not going to go too much into detail because other videos have covered the articulation of this beast. First of all, let's have a look at the paintwork. You can see that it's a very dull sort of grey colour with black undertones. In many respects she reminds me of the Queen from Aliens vs Predator 2010 rather than the Queen from the second film. Let's have a look at the articulation real quick because it is important. So if we start from the legs, because these are the biggest difference to the new NECA figure, these legs completely solid, cannot move them. If I tip the figure over, you can see the peg holes there and there for her feet, so she can't actually move. She's got very basic hip joints. I can pivot her up and down there. She has a pin and socket joint at the shoulders, but no articulation at the elbows, and a simple swivel at the wrist, and this is the same for the little hands, which are in a ball joint up at the torso, but they have no wrist swivel. She has very, very basic articulation, but overall is a very nice figure. The only thing I really don't like about this figure is the sculpting they went for this hand. I don't know what they were trying to go for, kind of a closed hand, but it's not great if I'm honest. It looks a bit silly. Out with the old and in with the new. This is the NECA Queen Alien. Technically speaking, she's not with the Alien Series 3, Wave 3, whatever you want to call it, but she did launch at the same time. To start off with, I definitely prefer the paint. She looks much more film accurate to the film Aliens with this blue whitewash and then a copper, you can see it on the neck there, coppery sort of sheen to her. The NECA Queen Alien does not come with any accessories, however it does come with this V-shaped clear stand and two metal pegs to adjust her height, and also this easy to use sort of gripping handle. She's very, very top heavy, but the joint I find at the leg is very, very solid, so you can pretty much move her how you like and she will stand. Articulation, she has a ball joint in the head, plus at last her mouth can open and close. She does have an interchangeable in her jaw, which I find is very, very loose and always falls out, which is why it fell out. The head does something very cool, and I'm sure that if you play it right you can get some fantastic poses. You can actually slide the crown forward, and you can pretty much get the scene from Aliens when Ripley first goes into the hive. Just pull that back, quite difficult one-handed. And from here on, she's very typical NECA. She's got a pin and socket joint in the neck, and another one at the very top of the neck. She has a pin and socket at the elbow and at the shoulder. Also at the elbow, you can swivel it. She has the new hands of standard NECA aliens, which, if I can do it one-handed, I don't know if I can. You can sort of see it. She has a pin and socket, so she can swivel, and if I could bend it up and down, I would bend it up and down for you. She has the typical ab crunch, pin and socket for the hip, and here she has two joints rather in the knee. You've got this first one, which moves back and forwards and twists, and this back one, which also moves back and forward and twists. And down at the foot, she has another two joints here and here, which means you can get her in a pretty wide range of motions. And of course, pretty standard is the bendy wide tail, which is very, very strong. Here's the bit I've been most looking forward to, comparing the two. Now immediately you can see that the McFarlane one is much more grey. Much more grey. The NECA one is much more of a dark sort of blue whitewash with these beautiful white stripe, light blue stripes rather, which I've always sort of seen in the film and then not really seen in the McFarlane figure. The biggest difference in the head is, as you can see, I can bite with my new NECA Queen. However, my McFarlane Queen, the whole face beat is just one piece of clear plastic. Nicely painted, but nonetheless just clear plastic. Now one thing you can really see is the size of these things. If I stand up my NECA Queen, you can see really how tall this bitch is. For me, there is a clear winner. The NECA figure is much more accurate, size-wise, paint-wise, look-wise, more articulation. However, the one feature I do think that the McFarlane figure has over the NECA figure is the lady in the wall. I'm not quite so keen on the base that is provided for the NECA figure, simply because I'm one of these weirdos who don't like stands to hold them up. However, it does mean that you can pose it far better than the McFarlane figure, which, as I said before, has little pins, and it means you can only really put it in one position leg-wise. The bitch is back. Now let's compare the Alien from, in my opinion, the most underrated film in the history of film. Let's start off with the McFarlane figure. Now, the figure does come with one accessory, which is pretty standard for the movie Maniac series. It's the film card with the tagline, 3 times the suspense, 3 times the danger, 3 times the terror. This is pretty generic for all McFarlane figures. Now I have done a full review of the McFarlane Dog Alien. If you'd like to check that out, follow the link I am putting up now. Just a quick overview though. You can see the horrible, in my opinion, domed head. House, and also it's very short, very short. Permanently open mouth with the tongue that shoots out. You've got the butt at the back. And you can see just quite how thin this figure is. Very weird hips. And of course the very long tail with the scythe. Posability again, does seem to be a bit of a McFarlane fault, is very limited. You have a pin and socket joint here, and nothing else in the arms until you get down to the hands, which can rotate from side to side. The head does go all the way back for running mode and can be forward for sitting up mode. Again, the legs identical really to the forward arms. You've only got this pin and socket joint here, and that's solid all the way down to there. But the tail is very nice, very bendy, very wobbly. And when you compare the McFarlane figure to this bad boy, there really is no comparison. We do get an accessory with the Dog Alien. You get this lovely stand. It is pretty much identical to the regular NECA stands that you can buy separately, but instead of having a single pin, it has this sort of crane lever arm. Paintwork wise, the Dog Alien is unbelievable. You can see the head in there, and it's just beautiful. You can, like, with the light shining, you can really see how sort of glossy it is. It looks slimy and horrible, and you can just see, looking at it, it's more accurate. When watching the film Alien 3, it's quite interesting to see where the figures got their inspiration from. The NECA figure quite obviously got its inspiration and design from the human in the suit. Obviously the legs are the only thing that they didn't copy off that. Whereas the McFarlane figure quite obviously was taken from the running poses, And to be honest with you, when you watch the film, you can see a difference in the design of the alien in the head shape, from the man in the suit to the running alien. However, I would say that the McFarlane one is incredibly exaggerated, whereas the NECA one, as I said before, is absolutely gorgeous. Here is the dog alien sitting down in comparison to Bishop. Standing up next to Bishop, he can't actually stand up, I found. However, you can see he is massively tall compared to our old Bishop there. Again, it's never a contest who the winner is. It's obviously the NECA figure. The McFarlane figure, I'll give it its dues. It's over 10 years old now. There's a decade separating these two figures, and technology has moved on so much. However, I've always felt that McFarlane figures are a bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Crap compared to NECA counterparts. Let's pop upstairs real quick to have a look at how I display these bad boys. And here she is, Pride at Place. In the middle of sort of a little scene I decided to make with the Marines, some aliens. All the way at the back you can see the McFarlane on the wall. Got the cane face hugger, the big chap, and all the little aliens which I've collected over the years. And up on this shelf we've got every single NECA alien that they ever did. Watcha! And all the way up at the end is my new dog alien, and he is a formidable beast indeed. Well, there you have it, a very rushed and haphazard look at the NECA Queen Alien, the McFarlane Queen Alien, the NECA Dog Alien, and the McFarlane Dog Alien. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like what you see here. Don't forget to tell me down in the description how much you like seeing me review figures, because I have a lot of them, unless you noticed, and I can do more upon request. But anyway, this has been Bloke, and till the next time, see you then.